Prince Harry landed in the UK, not with a big group or a royal announcement, but with something much more personal. His phone was full of videos and photos of his children. There was no royal photographer, no big welcome. Just Harry walking back into the country he once called home. He carried memories and a quiet hope. To many people, it looked like a man trying to fix something. Maybe with his father, maybe with the country. But behind this effort, another story was forming. A messier and more dramatic one. Meghan Markle's worries might just be starting. Let's be honest, Harry looked happy. After spending time with King Charles during a rare 55-minute private tea at Clarence House, he seemed like a man who had found a spark he didn't know he missed. Reports say he showed his dad videos of Archie and Lilibet. That wasn't just sweet, it was symbolic, a small emotional gift of peace. And if you're King Charles, seeing your grandkids you've barely met, smiling and growing through a screen, could bring up feelings that even years of royal rules can't hide. But here's the twist. This wasn't just a tea party, it was a statement. For the first time in nearly 2 years, Harry and his father sat together. Just the two of them. No Queen Camilla, no royal aides, just father and son. And Harry, after everything, the interviews, the lawsuits, the Netflix shows, was smiling. He looked like he belonged again. And that's what makes this messy. Because for Meghan, this wasn't the plan. Not even close. The whole point of leaving was to escape all this. The crown, the press, the cold palaces, the endless rules. She left that world and took Harry with her, hoping for a new life in California, full of big deals, Hollywood glamour, and personal freedom. But now, years later, that dream isn't doing so well. The influencer empire didn't take off. The media deals aren't working the way they were supposed to. And meanwhile, Harry is back in the UK enjoying royal love again. That has to hurt. Think about it. When Meghan first left with Harry, she wasn't just leaving a job. She was trying to rewrite the story. The American outsider turned royal insider, breaking free from an old, cold system and starting something new. But now, Harry is back in the heart of the system she wanted no part of. And he's enjoying it. That smile after seeing his father, that warm welcome at the Invictus Games, that wasn't a man who looked trapped. That was a man who looked at home. Insiders say Harry has been wanting reconnection. He wants his children to know their grandfather. He wants to be part of the royal world again. But there's a problem. He doesn't want to bring the children back without proper security. He has been fighting the UK government about this for years. And that fight was one of the things that created distance between him and Charles in the first place. But now he seems softer, saying things like, "Life is precious, and I don't know how long my father has." This doesn't sound like just a public move. It sounds personal, like a man trying to make things right before it's too late. And while Harry's return to royal life may look quiet, the meaning is not. His team spent months setting up that tea with Charles. Months. That's not casual. That's diplomacy. That's a step back into the game. And if that door is even slightly open, Meghan has reason to be worried. Because the life they built in California doesn't come with crowns, castles, or centuries of status. And it looks like Harry might be missing all of it. At Clarence House, the mood was quiet, but serious. The meeting had been planned for weeks, maybe months, with aides working to make sure it stayed private. No press, no announcements, not even one photo. But the meeting was huge. Harry wasn't just dropping by for tea, he was testing the waters. And his father welcomed him, not with strict royal rules, but with a reserved warmth that showed it mattered. For Harry, that 55-minute talk was more than enough to bring up emotions he hadn't felt in years. After all the public fights, legal issues, and bad headlines, sitting face to face with the man who shaped his royal life must have been powerful. Charles didn't need to say much, just listening, maybe nodding, maybe asking about the kids. That was enough. It broke a little of the ice that had separated them since Harry and Meghan left for California. But the reunion didn't stop there. Harry's UK trip was filled with public events. He showed up at a reception for the Invictus Games with ease and confidence, reminding everyone who he used to be. No tension, no awkwardness, just real smiles, hugs, and warm welcomes. He laughed with friends, posed for photos, and looked like the prince the public once cheered for. And just like that, talk started again. Is Harry coming back? The question spread everywhere, from tabloids to social media to royal family chat groups. And one person watching from across the ocean was Meghan Markle. You can imagine what she thought. This wasn't how things were supposed to go. She had left the monarchy to start new. A new brand, a new identity. They were supposed to be big names in entertainment. But now, Harry was back in the UK, cheered by crowds, having tea with his father, and glowing. Sources say Meghan wasn't happy about the trip from the start. She stayed in Montecito, surrounded by the mansion, brand deals, and worked to relaunch her lifestyle business. But there's a growing feeling that she's juggling too many things in a house that feels too quiet. Her food and wine brand, once seen as her big comeback, hasn't grown like expected. Her media presence feels scattered. And meanwhile, Harry is in London being welcomed like a long-lost favorite son. That's the part that hurts most. Meghan may have thought the UK had rejected both of them, but Harry never fully turned his back on the UK. Not emotionally, not publicly, not privately. And now with one trip, that door he never fully closed might be opening again. What makes it harder is the emotional side. Harry isn't just a brand or a headline. He's a son, a brother, a father. And when you have children who barely know their grandfather, something changes inside you. Reports say Harry wants Archie and Lilibet to know Charles, but security issues have made it hard. His lawsuit to get royal protection was denied, which only added to the family problems. But now things are softer. There's talking again, there's movement. And it's not just about family ties, it's about identity. In California, Harry is a man with a past. In the UK, he's still royalty, still loved by many, still Prince Harry. And that title still matters. Even if he never wears the uniform again, even if the palace never gives him a role, the people haven't forgotten him. Meghan's strategy was always clear. Control the story, control the brand, keep the spotlight on their terms. But there's one thing no PR team can control: nostalgia. And Harry, walking through London, greeted by crowds, drinking tea with his father, felt it. That old world he left behind hadn't erased him. It had paused, waited, and now it was saying, "We missed you." That whisper may be the loudest thing Meghan hears right now, because everything they built in Montecito suddenly feels unstable. The big Hollywood dreams haven't worked out as planned. Netflix came with problems. Spotify ended before it could matter. And the power couple image is starting to fade. Meanwhile, Harry's real name, not Duke, not podcast host, but Prince Harry, still carries power in the UK. And that might be the most dangerous thing for their future. Insiders believe Harry misses the structure, the respect, the status, not the palace drama or the media storm, but the sense of purpose. In California, he's just another rich man with a famous wife. In the UK, he's a man of history, a name tied to legacy, to cheers, to meaning. It's different there, more real. And Meghan knows it. She sees the change. She hears it in the way Harry talks about the kids and their place in the royal story. She feels it in the silence that follows when he brings up making peace. Reports say Harry admits this isn't the life he thought he was choosing. Life in Montecito feels heavier now. Meghan throws herself into work, starting early, managing brand deals and meetings. She's relentless, always has been. But her need to control everything has only made the emotional distance bigger. Harry often finds himself alone, evenings quiet, thoughts loud. And lately, those thoughts seem to drift back east, toward home. What really hurts is the symbolism. Harry visiting the Queen's grave. Harry cheered at the Invictus event. Harry smiling like he belonged. Every moment captured and shown worldwide. Meghan may have won the first act, freedom, headlines, reinvention, but the second act isn't going her way. And this latest trip, it's not just a visit, it's a turning point. The security issue, the one excuse she could rely on to keep him away, is getting weaker. Even Harry seems less strict about it now. His words, "life is precious," show urgency. A man not just fighting for safety anymore, but for time, for peace, for forgiveness. And then there are the kids, Archie and Lilibet. They've never really met the family their father came from. They're growing up far from castles and corgis. And as they grow, questions will come. Where's Grandpa Charles? Who's Uncle William? Why don't we ever visit? Harry is already feeling the weight of those questions before they are asked. And Meghan, she's preparing for the impact. This isn't just about Harry finding his way back. It's about whether Meghan will follow or resist. Because every step Harry takes toward his roots is a step away from the life they built.